Hey, Katie.
Hello.
Oh, is there anybody else back there? I'm trying to look. I'm trying to see. I don't see anybody. Let me see that ring finger,
They're
girl. Let
hiding.
me see it. Let me see it.
I don't know.
Okay. We don't know. I don't see any tan lines. You are glowing, though. You're glowing, I have to say.
Thank you.
So, are we engaged?
I can't answer.
You're like, you know that I can't answer
Tune
that.
in Mondays to find out.
There we go. There we go. I love that. All right. So, did you find what you were looking for on this season of The Bachelorette? I'll just ask that.
I found that and more. I'll say
Did
that.
you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know that Bachelor Nation is rabid when it comes to like the internet sleuthing, and I know that you
Yes.
posted something about Dukes La Jolla, and you know where I'm going with this, right?
I do.
Yes. So one of the rumored top 4, John, is also a bartender
Yes.
at that spot. So people are making these connections. They're saying, uh-oh, is she just going to visit? Like, what's she doing there? So can you clear up the rumors?
I'll say this, I think people are just searching for anything and everything. They're looking at my nail polish color, where I'm tagged at, where I'm at. And all I'm going to say to them is they just got to tune in and find out.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for all those clues, so you got to get used to it, right? Okay, so 30
Yeah.
men vying for your love and attention. Were you just overwhelmed? How did it feel?
Initially I was a little overwhelmed and just like, wow. But once the night started and I got, the laughs out and those jitters out, it was just a night that almost flew by, really.
Yeah, a lot of guys were super nervous.
Yeah, which almost makes me feel better because I'm like, oh, if you're nervous, I'm nervous. We're just on the same page.
Yeah, okay, now you had quite the buzzy introduction last season. We all know where I'm going with that. What was the weirdest entrance that you saw on your season?
I mean, that blow up doll is one of a kind.
Pretty good.
Sandy.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
We had a blow up doll. We had a guy with the fish. We had a guy who pulled out his own underwear. Oh, tell me about the guy in the box. The man
James,
in the box.
committed to the box. Yeah.
I was like screaming
I don't know
at
what
my
to tell you.
television. I'm like, is someone going to check up on this guy, like to make sure he's still in there and he's still breathing?
I was impressed by his commitment to his entry for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, tell me more about your whole thing. I mean, have you ever made out with that many guys in one night before?
I mean, let's be honest, like a night out at a bar, I mean, it's not totally off-putting for me. I'm being real. But what I say is time is short and this is supposed to end an engagement. So, you can't support me getting engaged after 2 months, but not support me making out with all the guys.
Exactly. Now, okay, what's it like to watch yourself make out on camera? Because very few people in this world can know what that feels like or what that looks like.
It's very awkward to watch, especially to see the dress rising up to my Spanx or the way that the guy is like mounting me. I'm like, oh, that's what that was like. Okay.
It's like crazy to get it from that kind of perspective, right? It's just different.
It's horrible. Yeah. You never want to see yourself kiss anybody.
So when the guys were coming out of the limo, was there anybody who gave you the feels like from second one?
Yeah, Connor B, who came out in the cat costume. Honestly, I was feeling it, even if other people weren't. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about him did it for you?
Well, one, he did his research. He's in this cat costume because he knows I love my cat Tommy. But then he had these ridiculous like dad jokes, and he's cute, and he was charming, and he just really stood out to me on the first night.
Yeah. Who were the other front runners from night one?
Oh, Greg, he was great. Justin, he is a very talented artist, which was surprising. So he intrigued me a little bit as well.
Is he the one who made that whole like mural picture for you? That's amazing.
And when he showed me, I thought he was joking. I thought he was like, look at this, I made it. And I was like, haha. He's like, no, really, I painted that. And he's so talented.
So talented. Is he the same one who had the British accent, the fake British accent? Who had that?
No, that's Andrew S.
I liked him.
Oh, he's a good front runner too.
Yeah.
On the first night, that accent, even though he was joking around, very attractive.
Did you believe it though?
No, not at all.
Because I did. I was like, oh, okay, this is new. Super good though. I love that. You describe yourself as sex positive. So how does that play out on your season?
Yeah, you're gonna see several dates where sex is the topic, sometimes in a fun, playful way, and other times in a very serious way.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for Bachelor Nation to join in on those conversations and start to feel comfortable about talking about sex.
Yeah. One thing, and was there anything that you wanted to make sure was done differently during your season? Because what I love about you is that you, like, you want to do things kind of your own way. Like, you don't, there's nothing that's canned or, you know, you're not putting on a certain face for people. You're like, this is who I am. And like it or not, this is, you know, where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I mean, it's my own journey. And if I expressed wanting to do something a certain way or do a date differently, I was able to do that because, you know, at the end of the day, we all want this to work. And I was supported from start to finish in that.
Yeah. Blake showed up. That was a little shocking, right?
Very shocking, yes. Also, Tayshia's ex, might I add, you know, it's like, what?
Little awk, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wanted some closure there, who knows? But okay, so speaking of Tayshia, you know, you have a season first, or a series first, I should say. No Chris Harrison, and he was replaced by Caitlyn and Tayshia. What was that like, having two women, especially two women who've been on the show before and they kind of know what you're going through? What was it like to have them to lean on?
It was more than I could ever ask for, you know, having advice from them and advice because they've lived it themselves. It meant everything. And they were there for my lowest lows, my highest highs. And they've really become sisters at this point. And we've bonded in a way that no one ever really could.
Yeah. Was it strange not having Chris a part of the show?
I did not notice, honestly,
Yeah.
you know, because Caitlyn and Tayshia were there helping me through the entire part, which is exactly what I would want. You know, I want my girlfriends there helping me through these conversations about fantasy suites, these conversations about broken hearts and falling in love. You know, they were the perfect women to be there to support me.
What was the most valuable piece of advice would you say they gave you?
Surrendering to the process, you
Yeah.
know, letting go of control, letting things happen the way that they're supposed to happen, because you can't plan how to fall in love. It's going to happen the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. What was the biggest surprise from your perspective being a part of this season?
Falling for more than one guy.
Yeah.
I did not
it can
expect
happen.
that. It can, especially when you have a great group like I did.
Yeah, I love how you were talking about all the guys on the season and, like, you know, it's difficult to be in that position and you get a lot of scrutiny and everything from the audience. So you were encouraging people to be kind and to be, you know, to be like patient and kind with these people. Why did you decide to come out and say that?
I mean, I've experienced it firsthand with the women of my season on how tough people can be online. And with how close I became with these men, I didn't want them to go through that either, you know? And so it's just a reminder that you don't know their stories. We are just regular people, and to think twice before, you know, being this cyber bully.
Yeah. We did see a lot of man tears in the promos, in the trailers, in the previews. So what caused all the waterworks?
You know, we were a very close group, honestly. And I think that offered a safe space to be vulnerable and talk about things and embrace our emotions. And so I think it's actually great that these men were comfortable crying, because it's okay to cry.
Yeah, yeah. We also saw some conflict, you know, with some of the contestants. First of all, what was that, you know, what were some of the arguments about? I mean, obviously they're all fighting for you, but, like, you know, can you give us any more insight there?
It's tough because for me, you know, I'm watching this along with Bachelor Nation. And so there's things in the house that are probably going to happen that I had no idea about.
Yeah.
You know, some of it does make it to me, and we'll see how that unfolds. But, you know, for the most part, it was just a fun journey of great men that I got to do this with.
Were Tayshia and Caitlyn helpful in maybe stepping in some of those occasions where things did get a little heated?
They definitely supported me and the men throughout our time from start to finish. So wherever there was a need for them, they definitely filled that spot.
I want to ask you about Bachelor in Paradise, because there's news that just came out about David Spade hosting Bachelor in Paradise. What do you think about that? That to me came out of left field, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I know nothing about that. They're going to do what they need to do for Paradise. I'm excited to see it because I know some of my ex-boyfriends from the show are going to be there.
Oh.
So I think it's going to be a fun little twist. I'm very invested now.
Yeah, so you'll be watching. Okay, so one more question. I always wonder about this. When all the guys are, like, lined up and you have the roses and you're picking off the names, how do you remember all those names on the first night, especially?
I'll say for me, I've worked in banking, so learning people's names and faces early on is very important in my career. And so I was able to actually apply that during the rose ceremony as well.
That's great.
It wasn't easy. I won't take all the credit. It was definitely hard, but I was able to do it.
Well, I'm excited for your season. I know so many other people are excited as well. Katie, thank you so much. Congratulations,
Thank
too.
you.
It's going to be a great year for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.